Hello YouTube, Baconlicious here, and today we're... What the... Where am I? Oh. Oh no. Hello YouTube, Baconlicious here, and today we are talking about Undertale. Undertale is an RPG game that most people should know about, or at least heard of. I personally have only recently gotten into the Undertale fandom, but oh boy, let me tell you, the cringe is immeasurable. As it is with most, if not all fandoms, OCs are difficult to make. Creating a good backstory, a color palette that doesn't blind the viewer, and in some cases, inserting them into the story well are all difficult tasks. The biggest problem I have observed that has arisen with the Undertale fandom in particular is shipping. One of the relatively main characters, a skeleton named Sands, is a fan favorite among the fandom. However, this does lead to some interesting OCs. Now, there are different types of OCs, especially with the Undertale fandom, as there are a lot of diversity within the storyline. One type of OC is a human, which are usually alternate versions of Frisk created to make an alternate universe. Another example is creating characters to fit with the other souls Asgore has captured. This option isn't exactly as popular as some of the others, but it is something seen a lot. A second type, which is where my own OC, Pastel, comes into play, are alternate universes. The biggest three universes, I believe, are Undertale, Underfell, and Underswap. But there are some other popular ones such as Reapertale, Outertale, and Underlust. As you get further into researching these different universes, you will usually come across OCs called fan children. For example, Palette Sands, owned by Tumblr user Angexkey, is a fan child of Ink Sands and Dream Sands. I'm not quite sure what these universes these two are from, my apologies. Goth Sands, owned by Tumblr user Nekophi, is a fan child of Reaper Sands from the Reapertale universe, I think, and Geno Sands from the Aftertale universe. This is where my Undertale OC, Pastel, comes in. He is a fan child of Palette and Goth. Unfortunately, after conducting some research, I discovered that Tumblr user ToroUT already had a Poth child named Pastel. A big thing I noticed when looking further into the character is that it is very rainbow oriented. Obviously, the saturation is toned down a bit to create the pastel effect, but the rainbow is often something most OC creators try to avoid implementing too much. The last, and most common category with OCs across all fandoms, are actual original characters. With Undertale, species are already diverse, giving people a large variety of designs to create, but the largest amount of OCs come from the skeleton species. This brings us to the primary reason I made this video: Sans Fangirl OCs. This portion of skeleton OCs probably contains the most quote-unquote cringe. These are most easily the largest group of Mary Sues in the fandom. One of the biggest ones that you'll find is Mrs. Sands. Iconic features are poorly colored long red hair and use of extremely sexualized bases. This is one of the characters most found in Undertale fangirl cringe compilations. Now, I don't want to assume anything because that would make me sound like a bad person. Maybe the person has created a good backstory to the character, has a good explanation as to why Sands is so madly in love with her, and oh, who am I kidding? If someone can't even use a paint bucket well enough to fill in a chunk of hair, I find it extremely unlikely they would create an even remotely interesting backstory. And an even bigger problem is, it isn't even a troll. While there may be jokes, there is actual fan art for this character, and some people seem to support it. I refuse to put in any more research. I want to bleach my eyes. Another one is Cutie the Kitten, identifiable by the aspects that make her fit more into the furry fandom than the Undertale fandom. One of the popular things found with this character is her murdering the other Sans fangirls. While I suppose this isn't as bad as overly sexualized characters, it does seem a bit odd that Sans, or whoever this creep is, would just sort of stand by and watch it. The last part, which is more of a generalization of all fandoms, are shipping between gender-bent characters. For example, this monstrosity. I swear that is a female under Goth Sands. Unless you want to support incest, you don't make a character and its gender bent a pairing. They may seem perfect for chiller ideally, personality, beliefs, etc., but it just doesn't end up looking good. Well, I have had enough cringe to last me a lifetime. Please, let something come soon and flesh out all of this. Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys have any more fandoms that you would like me to critique, go ahead and put them down in the comments and I will get to working on those as soon as possible. See you around!